On tonight's episode, we'll talk about
Radioactive, the new Amazon movie.
And all the other pop culture news, announcements, rumors, etc. from the week.
And there's a lot.
So many.
Okay, let's start. Let's waste no time. Let's go straight into Radioactive, the new Amazon movie. Mm-hmm. Starred by
Rosamund Pike.
Mm-hmm. Based on a real life of the real character.
Marie Curie.
Yeah, that was a very smart woman.
Yeah. So as far as historical accuracy goes, I skimmed through Wikipedia. We all know the basics about Marie Curie, that she's Polish, discovers radium, polonium, a whole bunch of other stuff, eventually dies of cancer, won 2 Nobel Prizes.
She won 2?
She won 2. In fact,
is that even possible?
She is the only person to have won prizes in 2 different fields.
Ah, okay.
And she was the first woman to win.
What was the field?
Physics and chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, so really groundbreaking stuff, and achievements that really haven't been paralleled. Since then.
It's like we didn't know some of the elements of it on the periodical table.
Yeah.
We know some. We didn't know, and we then knew because of her work.
Can you imagine how bold you have to be? And they depict this really nicely in the film. How bold you have to be looking at this pile of rock and looking at all these measurements and calculations and saying, I think there's something brand new here that no one has ever discovered before in the history of humanity.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing. It's breakthrough. It's it's her and Tony Stark.
Basically, yeah. Those two. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for historical accuracy, I skimmed through the Wikipedia page. I think they did a pretty good job. Obviously, elements were dramatized a little bit, but they stuck basically to some of the major, the events of her life, but also the major themes. One of which being her insistence on being recognized for her achievements and her breakthroughs. That was really important to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie was well done, beautiful.
Yeah.
Costume design, photography. Rosamund Pike, it acts really nicely. She
of course
does a great job.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
There's this cool visual theme through the film of green elements. So the radium she keeps in this little vial with her, and it's this glowing green. Wow, but there's also moments you'll notice green light is cast on her, and
the radium that she keeps on her bed, ironically, probably gave her cancer.
Yeah.
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 But before she died, she did so much to help even treat cancer. And one of the things that the movie does is flash forward to a future, to different futures where treatments are being used to treat cancer, and it is a future reflection of her work, a fruit of her work being showed, and then they cut to the future and this kid being treated. But the kid wasn't. It wasn't. I remember mentioning this. Oh, the kid must be someone important.
They mentioned the kid's name. I googled it. I couldn't come up with.
I mean, every life is important, so I just thought it was a film element that they would make her life even more important for saving,
Yeah.
It's
The flash forwards also included the bombs being dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Another aspect of her work being used for different.
And Chernobyl as well.
Yeah.
But I thought that was an interesting way to show how significant her work was. These flash forwards. Yeah. Something I hadn't really known is her role in developing mobile X-rays to use in World War I, and how many lives she saved by going out in the field and figuring out how to use X-rays. Because if they could X-ray these boys' injured limbs, they could figure out what was broken and what wasn't, and because the alternative was just amputating everything. And so her work there was pretty instrumental in saving lives right then. So,
yes.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. Oh, also her daughter went on to be
Nobel
her daughter
Prize winner.
Yeah. So kind of major.
Yeah, it's kind of important family for science. At the end, we see her hanging in a picture with Einstein and other big names. I guess that's it.
Yeah, so they did a good job taking historical events, putting
the
them...
movie. It's on Netflix. Not Netflix. It's on Amazon. And, because of Corona, it should be out there in the movie theaters. But, streaming are releasing movies.
Yeah.
Because theaters can't. And even in the very few places that they can, the industry is fighting. We're going to talk about that in a bit. For now, Radioactive with Rosamund Pike on Amazon Prime.
Yes. Not a single mention of Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, I was expecting the song for the ending.
Yeah.
And
cut to credits
too,
and...
I'm my sister goes. Welcome to the... No, that's a different song. No, that's the song. Radioactive. No. Anyways, Imagine Dragons.
That happens a lot with bands. Like all their songs run together. I do with Lady Gaga. There's a couple of her songs that you can just seamlessly.
But the Lady Gaga at the beginning, I think 3 or 4 of her songs, they were basically the same.
You can do it with U2. There's a lot of bands where it's wait a second.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways.
So, going back, talking about the whole streaming and releasing and movie theaters and coronavirus. We have some updates. A Quiet Place, Top Gun, Maverick, Spider-Man, Home, whatever they're gonna call.
Yeah.
Moved to 2021, and the Sonic 2 movie, moved to April 22, 2021 as well.
Okay.
But one big news about the whole streaming. First of all. Filmmakers and producers are fighting to avoid some movies to be released straight to streaming, to VOD, video on demand, because they were not made for that. They were made for the movies, and later they go to home video, they go to streaming. Nolan is one of the heads of this movement. He's fighting for Tenet to be released at the movies. And some people in the studios want to release it on streaming and said no. That's why they canceled twice and now indefinite. They don't know when they're going to release Tenet. Meanwhile, in Europe, they already announced dates. They're going to release Tenet in movie theaters in Europe, where the situation is, I don't know, better in some places. And
so wear a mask so that we can go see this movie.
Yeah. So among other movies, there are in the among controversies, like Mulan was almost released on Disney Plus, but people fought it, and no, it's still gonna be released at the movie theaters in a time that we don't know. New Mutants from Marvel Fox there's a lot of rumors about it's gonna be released on Disney Plus. It's gonna be there's a trailer that leaked that it kind of insinuates that gonna be released on Disney Plus. There's no details and no official word, but we heard about other movies that have been released to streaming. Was the kids movie, the Artemis Fall, the My Spy, this one we just saw, Radioactive. Palm Springs we saw last week, among others. So there's this whole thing going on. Meanwhile, AMC that fought with Universal, that had
much drama.
This whole controversy, they cut a deal, and the deal is super different, super new. That might change the industry. Who knows? And how it works is. AMC will release Universal movies at their theaters. Universal will release their movies. There's a window of when you can release a movie on streaming, DVD, home video, Blu-ray, and the window is 90 days. So 90 days after the movie premieres at the theaters, it can be released.
Mm-hmm.
That's the minimum. Sometimes it doesn't happen this often. Sometimes most of the time takes a long time. The deal of Universal and AMC is Universal will release movies on streaming after 17 days.
It's a very specific number.
2 weeks, more or less.
Interesting.
17 days. And the reason why AMC agreed to that, because if you release the movie on streaming, it might stop people from going to the movies, especially in times where it's, people are avoiding to go out because, viruses.
Reasons.
Reasons. Anyways, so the reason why AMC agreed that AMC would get a percentage of the profits of the streaming. So that might change the industry big time, because all the movie theater companies, all the studios might cut deals like that, and soon enough we might see movies released at the movies, and not long after, at least 17 days or less, to streaming.
So short version is Universal can release their films to VOD after 17 days. Or 17 days after they go to AMC.
AMC will release them theatrical releases.
Right.
So,
but then AMC gets a cut of the streaming. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very
really
different deal. Yeah. Very different deal.
All right.
Okay. Moving on. There's anything more about AMC deal?
Oh, I think there's
let's go to cons. This past weekend I had San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't called that. It was a Comic-Con at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like Joy Abbott in the morning. It's like San Diego Comic-Con home. Anyways.
At home.
And not much came out of it.
Not like previous years. They still tried though to have cool panels.
Yeah, that was a big film. The Star Trek panel, CBS panel, CBS All Access, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like trademark protections, like blocked the streaming. It stopped working for the first half hour.
Yeah, and, unfortunate.
Yeah. And it wasn't a big hit. For instance, on the same weekend, there was the JusticeCon, the convention online event for the Justice League Snyder Cut. Fans with Zack Snyder, Barbara Snyder. Is that Barbara? Yeah, no, it's Barbara Snyder. Barbara Snyder, Deborah Snyder. Deborah Snyder, Ray Fisher, among other people involved in Justice League. For instance, that smaller event for one movie had more people watching. The numbers were bigger than any panel at Comic-Con at home. The only one that beat JusticeCon was the New Mutants panel, and it wasn't that much. The other ones, even close. So it was like, It's like the reason why people like cons is because they can go, and be with people. They're kind. It's
hard to replicate that experience. Yeah, like being with people, being with the celebrities and the authors and the artists.
Yeah.
And a lot of the appeal of the con is like being there in person.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that even if they had the con and you watch it, it's not the same as being there.
No.
Yeah. The smell of latex and desperation and broken dreams and fantasy.
Dreams come true.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So many dreams come true.
But so there you have it. You have conventions online that we had this weekend. And
a clip from the Snyder Cut has been
about
released.
JusticeCon a little bit. Zack Snyder talked a lot for a long time on his panel, and it was really fun. It was really interesting. He's really creative, really nice guy. He talked about technical aspects of the movie. He talked about, among other things that became news everywhere, that he would not use one single frame from Joss Whedon's cut.
Didn't he say that he'd rather blow it all up?
He said he would rather set it on fire.
Oh, set it on fire.
Yeah.
Either way.
Then use Joss Whedon's cut.
Strong words.
So yeah. There's another rumors that some people quote him that he would do all for free, which, I mean, if he's doing it, good for him. He's working with the fans for a lot of charities. He's gonna start selling shirts for this new Justice League cut, and it has a Justice League logo with a lot of Easter eggs and secret hidden messages, and in the back says producer, because he considered all the fans that fought for it. Not producer, associate producer. Yeah, he considered all the fans as producer because they made the whole thing happen.
We should get those.
Yeah, they're gonna start selling during the fandom, the DC-Con that's coming. Cool. They're gonna do something, I don't remember the details, but the first 1,000 people will get it for free, and everybody else will have to buy it, but the money will go to the charities that take care of people with mental illness and suicide prevention. You know, the things that cause his daughter to leave us too soon. So
that's really special.
Yeah, he did show a clip, right?
He did show a clip, and honestly, there wasn't a lot going on in the clip except his Superman in the black suit.
Yeah, it was everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah, so Henry Cavill teased. I remember on his Instagram, he posted this close-up picture that it was obviously a close-up of his suit, and it was black, and we were like, oh my gosh, is it black and is it just a black and white photo, or is it actually the black suit? And then in Dawn of Justice, there was nothing. We didn't see.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was Justice League. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, there's no black suit, which is a huge part of the death and return of Superman.
There's the visual element, of course, and there's the narrative story element. That suit helps his body regenerate. Yeah.
Also, it's just cool, Superman in black.
Yeah.
I did notice he didn't have the mullet.
I wish some of the fan pictures, the fan drawings, and the depictions of it would be the mullet and long beard. I thought that would be really cool. But I guess
the beard is okay. The mullet was a little much for me.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Reshoots, HBO Max, Justice League Snyder Cut coming next year.
Yeah.
Anything else let's move on.
Well, jumping from Henry Cavill and Superman, we've had some more exciting announcements about The Witcher.
Yes, Netflix announced The Witcher spin-off. Animation. It's animation?
Is it?
Did I write it down? Live action.
No, it's live action, but it's a prequel,
limited series.
Yeah. It's 1,200 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be 6 part. It will be, if I remember correctly, and I think I'm right, is the first Witcher.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah.
So, no Henry Cavill, probably, but still sounds cool.
I don't know. I have problems with, and it's not only me. It's very tough to use narrators, but he could always show up in the first scene.
Yeah.
Like Peter Jackson did in The Hobbit, what's his bucket? Elijah?
Yeah, with Frodo.
Yeah, showed up in the beginning of The Hobbit. And I think that would give, one little bit more element of connection and and keep on the same universe, keep in the family. I thought they should do it solo.
He can just...
They should do it solo. Not Harrison Ford walking out of a bar, walking to a bar to tell this story about, hey.
Yeah.
Even though solo was...
Hey,
anyways, yeah. But, yeah. So
there we go.
Or a piece of voiceover, let me tell you the story.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We don't even have to see him.
Of the first Witcher.
We could just get his voice. Yeah.
But I mean, he's in the house. You know, he works there, so just call him, shoot a scene. Yeah. Just $20 million.
Okay. You mentioned Solo.
Netflix. The Witcher Blood Origin will come out sometime next year. Okay, I mentioned Solo. There's a lot of rumors that Solo might get a sequel. Ron Howard denied Solo will not get a sequel, but there's other rumors that said that Solo might get a sequel series on Disney Plus. What we hear the most is that we don't hear about Solo, actually. We hear about Billy D. Danny, what's his bucket?
Donald Glover.
Yeah. Lando being heavily involved, along with Darth Maul. And so it would be, they both like business dealers, traffickers. One more like the shady side, one definitely on the dark side. So there you have it. That's the rumors we have so far. Nothing official.
So not so much a Solo series as it is picking up a couple storylines.
They will follow up what happened in Solo.
Yeah. But not with Solo himself.
One quick bit about Solo. Emilia Clarke, that was in Solo. There's rumors that she might be Zatanna on the DC future.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, I'll see how
rumors,
she wears the what they call it?
The
nets. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if she's worthy. Okay. What else?
Well, we were back in DC, so Death in the Family.
Death in the Family. DC released the trailer for their new animation, Death in the Family.
Interactive animation.
Interactive, yeah. Inspired by Death in the Family, published in the 80s, where Robin dies, and inspired by what they did back in the day. The fans will choose what's Robin's destiny. Will he die? Will he survive? Will he... Yeah. I guess there's only two options there.
Well, but they made it look like there's a few different storylines you could follow.
Yeah.
So I think you maybe get to make a couple different decisions.
That's weird. It's like, it seems like, does he become Hush? Does he become Red Hood?
Red Hood.
And the Red Hobbit? It's like, that's the option that the show seems to give. Yeah.
We'll see, but it looks fun.
It looks fun, and it's gonna be released pretty soon.
Yeah.
Straight to home video, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, and
all that jazz.
On streaming.
Cool. The Emmys, Emmy nominations were announced.
A lot of. I don't know. I feel like every year they have more categories. It's like that movie with Naked Gun when they go to the Oscars, and they have to look for the bomb. There isn't one of the envelopes, and they have 3,000 envelopes. This year we have new categories, and it feels like they have more every year. It's like it's getting as bad as the MTV Awards, Video Awards, whatever they call. It's like the best kiss in the movies, the best couple. Anyways, so the Emmys were announced in Apple, Netflix, Disney Plus. Got a lot of nominations.
Yeah. So I guess the big standout was The Mandalorian getting nominations that weren't just for like special effects, the usual sci-fi type.
Yeah, I got 15 nominations for drama show, including best drama show. Yeah, so it's a good surprise. There was some snubs and some bad surprises that some people consider, and the lack of Modern Family for me is like, okay, so I wasn't alone when I thought the show would be done like a long time ago.
Mm.
Anyways, some people were unimpressed with the lack of handmaid's tales. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. What else? Resistance was nominated for Best Animation Film. It was a surprise because
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's up against. I honestly haven't looked
Rebels
too
and
closely.
Clone Wars. No, it was like it's against like Bob's Burger and Rick and Morty and stuff like that. Yeah. What else? The news show. What's it called? Good Morning America? No.
No.
The Apple.
The Apple one with Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer Aniston was nominated.
Oh, good for her.
After a couple years not being nominated.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. What
for
else?
most humans. Those were the two that stood out to me were The Mandalorian, and then Picard got a whole bunch for things like makeup and effects and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Hugh Jackman was nominated.
Yes.
No surprise for
Bad Education.
Bad Education.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did great in that.
Tiger King was nominated for Best Documentary.
Yes.
No surprise there.
It was a good documentary.
Yeah. It was.
I mean, they had incredible material to work with.
The source material was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But they worked it really well.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Okay.
And if he loses, you know whose fault it'll be? Frickin' Carol Baskin.
Well, they are competing against Hillary Clinton.
That's true.
She has a very Carol Baskin vibes.
Oof.
So, yeah. Moving on. Enough Emmys. We'll be back to it when it's closer with our
predictions.
Picks. Yeah, predictions. But that's it. Couple small ones. Target joined Walmart and they're not gonna open for Black Friday.
No.
I mean, for Thanksgiving, they will open for Black Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, some big head of the company said there's not the time for So yeah.
That's good.
And I don't know, they should make a way to sell whatever they sell at the stores online so people don't have to go. But I guess
Black Friday should be more of a cyber thing this year.
But I guess they still have I guess each store has their stock and their ways to get rid of them. That's
sure.
Black Friday.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
we'll so see. Far the big ones, Target and Walmart, not gonna open on the day, so people.
Well, that's sure something to be thankful for.
Enjoy family and turkey.
Yeah.
And
so much pie.
Yeah. And Hailee Steinfeld was announced to be Kate Bishop on the Hawkeye show for Marvel Disney Plus. It's no surprise there was a lot of rumors, a lot of people hoping and asking, demanding, ordering that would happen, and she's good. She looks perfect for the part.
All right. Well, there you go. You're welcome, fans.
Anything else?
I think we covered our list pretty well.
Yeah. So.
All right. So watch Radioactive. Let us know what you think. If there's something you think we should be watching or paying attention to or talking about, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
So I guess that's it for this week. See you next week with more pop culture news. And may the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.